You are Locked On Phillies Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is Locked On Sports Philadelphia and the Locked On Sports YouTube channel. Also, welcome into our friends at Locked On MLB, as well as Locked On Sports Today. Appreciate you joining the program as the Philadelphia Phillies even this series up ahead of Game 3 against the Braves tomorrow night. Yes, the Phillies just barely squeak out a victory, coming back from a 2-0 deficit in the 6th inning before they were able to get anything going truly offensively. And then they actually get a pinch hit RBI on a sac fly RBI by Brandon Marsh, of all people. Weston Wilson leads the way with 2 hits for this Phillies offense as Turner, Harper, and Schwarber had an RBI, but still he struggled in this one as well. Oh, my, he had a hit. Hey, at least he got a hit, you know. But all in all, the guys at the bottom of the order, the non-big bucks players, came through in the clutch for the Phillies tonight as they were able to get the 3-2 victory. And the bullpen came up clutch as well. We'll get to it all as we examine 3 big things about this game. It's really 3 big things and beyond, because the Phillies needed a bunch of things to go right in order to get this win. Aaron Nola, a good start tonight. 5 1/3, 2 runs, of course, gave up the home run to Arcia. And Arcia had the cojones to stare at Bryce Harper. Ha! Oh, Arcia, you're a little adorable fella. You're a little adorable guy. You're just adorable. Anyway, Phillies come away with the win, even the series up. And I know a lot of people could simply look at something like the fact that the Braves, of course, are a shell of the team they're supposed to be with all the injuries. So to celebrate a 1-run victory over the Braves seems a little shallow. However, wins for the Phillies have been hard to come by as of late. So in any way, in any shape, in any form, the Phillies can keep stacking wins and make wins happen, albeit led by Weston Wilson, led by Brandon Marsh off the bench with a sac fly RBI. And I'll take it. I'm not going to get petty over wins. Does it make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside how they won today? No, absolutely not. But at least they got the dub, as the kids say. We'll examine it all as the show goes on, of course. But once again, thank you for making Locked On Sports Phillies Postcast your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, and also on YouTube, part of the Locked On Sports Network, the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's show is brought to you by PrizePicks, the easiest, most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Go to prizepicks.com/Locked On and use code, all lowercase, Locked On MLB for a first deposit match up to $100. Let's start it off with 3 big things. I'm going to start. This guy got the game-winning RBI, but he has been terrible, god-awful as of late, and that man's name is Brandon Marsh. So all of a sudden, Rob Thompson decides, let me do some tinkering here, and rightfully so. You see Brandon Marsh get the at-bat. Before that, you saw Bryson Stott go up there, and he got an AB. All seemed to be the right decision there by Rob Thompson coming off the bench. So he goes with some pinch hitters there. He gets Stott to go up there after Wilson started things off with a double in that 8th inning. Stott goes up there and grabs a bat for Sosa. He flies out, but Wilson's able to advance on the fly out. So a pinch hit, not success, but a pinch hit sacrifice fly, if you will, to at least advance the runner of Weston Wilson to third base. Then after that, Brandon Marsh hits a sacrifice fly to left field. Wilson's able to score on that one. He makes it a 3-2 game, and it seems like things are starting to go the Phillies' way. At least they grab a lead in that situation. With making it 3-2. But Marsh going up there and getting that hit was clutch. It was a 2-2 count. He found himself down in the count at one point, 1-2, and I'm expecting him to get struck out there against Jimenez. Jimenez hangs a slider out over the lower portion of the plate a little bit, stays up just enough for Brandon Marsh to put a good swing on the opposite side of the plate, put a good swing, extending a little bit to punch it out there to left field to make sure that they get that run home, and that's exactly what they did. The Phillies have been terrible in pitch hit situations. They have 2 productive pinch hitters, not get hits, but at least put the ball where it needed to go in order to help the Phillies inch some runners across the plate. So Brandon Marsh, I'll give you credit for that. You need anything to happen to help the good juju go in your direction. This should be one of them. So Brandon Marsh, I'll give you number 3. Number 2. Now, I mentioned a decent start, a good start, I'll even say, for Aaron Nola. 5 1/3, 2 runs. Yes, it was a 2-run home run. And he certainly looked like he was laboring in certain situations today. But when he came out of the game, we'll focus in on Aaron Nola a little bit later. But what I really want to talk about for the second big thing in this game was the Phillies bullpen. Hands down, no question about it, dominant. Trying to take a look at what the Phillies were able to do as a bullpen tonight was a sight for sore eyes. Look what they were able to do with this bullpen contingent after Aaron Nola left the game. Excuse me, that's the wrong one. I think I have it. Do I not have it? I should have it. Nothing's better than when a visual aid goes awry. There it is. I labeled it improperly. Nola goes 5 1/3, 8 hits, 2 runs. 100 pitches. Okay. Jeff Hoffman comes in. And when Jeff Hoffman came in the 6th inning, he inherited runners on first and second with 1 out. Urshela is at the plate, I should say. He gets him to ground in a 4-6-3 double play to get out of that jam. The Phillies had already worked their butts off to try to tie things up in the top of the 6th inning. Jeff Hoffman started the good vibes from the Phillies bullpen by coming in and getting a very easy 2 outs on 4 pitches, inducing the double play with runners on first and second and 1 out in the 6th inning. Then in the 7th inning, Matt Strahm gets called upon. He gets the ball. He needs 18 pitches to get through it, but he gets through it. He gets Harris to fly out to center field, Merrifield to ground out to third on a 3-2 sinker that he got him to swing over top of, and then Marcell Ozuna. Holy Stromboli, Marcell Ozuna. 9-pitch at bat, making Matt Strahm work hard for it. Almost got my long hair contingent confused. Matt Strahm worked for it. He did work for it, and he earned it. 18 pitches, got out of it. Orion Kirkring went out there. He got a 1-2-3 8th inning, including striking out Olsen on a fastball up in the zone. Then Murphy to ground out to short, and Kelnick to fly out to center field. This bullpen tonight, Carlos Estevez, he made it. Yeah, he was shaky. A walk and a hit in a 1-run ball game, and you win? You get the save? Huh? I'm not complaining. I'll take it. Bottom line, bullpen, number 2 of my 3 big things for the way they came up a clutch in this game. That brings me to number 1. Not Brandon Marsh, who, yes, had the game-winning RBI. Not Bryson Stott, who, put the ball into deep center field with a little WTP warning track power, folks, to help advance Weston Wilson. Oh, no. Not even Kyle Schwarber, who got a hit and an RBI tonight. The first RBI, as a matter of fact, for the game, when he stepped up with a RBI ground out, actually, in the 6th inning. But Weston Wilson, he takes the taco. Look at this lineup tonight. Schwarber, then Turner, Harper, Bohm, Castellanos, JT Realmuto. JT worked a walk, and he just missed a home run in this game. Oh, my goodness gracious, boy, did he just miss a home run. But you see this lineup tonight? Look at the bottom of that order. Those were the stars of tonight's game. Those guys right there. If you had to pick stars in this Phillies lineup, those are the stars. I already showed you the stars of the pitchers. This is the stars of the lineup. Weston Wilson, Edmundo Sosa, Johan Rojas, and Brandon Marsh. Those are the stars of the game. Led by Weston Wilson, who had 2 hits for you. This guy just had a cycle last week. Now he comes up, gets the start tonight against the lefty, and he goes out there and he handles his business. That's what I absolutely love to see from a guy trying to make his bones at the major league level. And the Phillies are in desperate need of somebody to step up, some unlikely hero. They need a hero. The Phillies in desperate need of that right now. And Weston Wilson goes out there tonight and provides a huge lift to this Phillies offense. And what did you see from him in total tonight? You saw a guy that led things off in the 3rd inning with getting a single. He ended 23 straight. 23 straight. Phillies retired by Braves pitching in the top of that 3rd inning with a single. Unfortunately, then Sosa grounded into double play. Then Rojas struck out. Couldn't get anything after that. Then later in the ball game, when you talk about that 8th inning and you needed someone to step up and get something going against the Braves bullpen and Jimenez, you see Weston Wilson step up there, gets a pitch on the outer half of the plate, goes with the pitch, plunks it against the wall in right field. He finds himself on second base before going station to station to station in order to score the tying run of the ball game. That is something I didn't see coming. Or excuse me, the go-ahead run of the ball game. And that's something I did not expect to see, and I saw it in that inning. Thank goodness gracious. I was right. The tying run of the ball game. That was phenomenal. And what you saw from Weston Wilson, what you've been seeing from Weston Wilson is a guy who's looking to prove himself at the major league level. And if you can't get behind that, I don't know what to tell you. But I love every second of it. On the negative side of this, you shouldn't, as we've talked about with Johan Rojas. And Rojas also helped you in this game as well, getting a run across the plate in that 6th inning. If Schwarber, Turner, Harper, Bohm, Castellanos, Real Muto, if they're hitting, we don't give a damn what happens at the bottom of that lineup. But for the second day in a row, Turner, 0 for, Harper, 0 for 4, another strikeout tonight. Bohm's 36-game consecutive streak of getting on base, that came to a close tonight. But those guys in the meat of the order should be the guys still on the headlines. And that's not the case tonight, unfortunately. But the bottom line is the most fortunate thing is that the Phillies found a way to win. And that's certainly not something you want to keep on saying about your team. Oh, well, they found a way to win. No, you want to hear about them dominating. And they got a tough matchup tomorrow, a real tough matchup tomorrow. Christopher Sanchez going to have to be on his A game because I don't see the Phillies all of a sudden breaking out of it offensively against a guy that dominated them earlier in the year. 7 hits they got, but they didn't make any of them count. We'll get to that a little bit later as well. But feel great for Weston Wilson. That's why he's the number 1 star in the game tonight for the Phils. Give him a lot of credit for what he was able to do tonight. When we come back, we'll take a little bit of a closer look at what Aaron Nola had going for himself tonight. And we'll also take a look at a little bit more at that the bullpen arms that came in relief as well. Back in a second, Locked On Sports Philadelphia on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. And also, we'll check your comments, what you have to say about tonight's Phillies victory. Back in a few on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. eBay Motors. Passion, drive, patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED lights, and so much more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts. Yeah, there's a lot of parts. They got them. For your number 1 ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need and the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. That's ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. As I said earlier, thank you for making Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On Phillies Postcast your first listen every day. For your second listen, maybe you want to enjoy Locked On MLB podcast with our host, Paul Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully. He's here daily to provide national expertise with his trademark humor to help you get ready for the MLB playoffs here in the dog days of summer. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has you covered all day, every single day on Locked On MLB. Available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I mentioned Aaron Nola. His start tonight, I would say, was fair. Would have been if he could have gotten 2 more outs. 2 more outs would have been a quality start. 5 1/3, not a quality start. Making the big mistake to Arcia, that was a problem. But really, I felt labored a lot in this game tonight, unfortunately. Second inning in particular, a 22-pitch inning there after giving a leadoff hit to Murphy. Then right after that, the third inning, 25 pitches. Unscathed at that point, but then he gets into the 4th inning, and that's where he gets into some more trouble. Kelnick goes in there. He gives up the single to Kelnick to lead things off. Then Arcia steps up there, and he hits the home run on a, what was it? Was it a slider down in the zone, I think? Whatever it was. No, it was a sinker, excuse me. Sinker that didn't get enough run on it, to say the absolute least, and he just turned on it and belted it down into left field, just over the wall, over a Weston Wilson trying to make a big play. Couldn't make it, unfortunately. And just like that, the Phillies were down 2-0. It felt like in the third inning, that's when he really lost his arm slot. There was one particular at bat against Whit Merrifield. It went 8 pitches. He faced Merrifield. He worked to a 3-2 count, had the knuckle curve just barely, just missing the strike zone as it came back, but just not enough. A little bit of an inconsistent strike zone, I thought, tonight from home plate umpire Corey Blazer. For the most part tonight, high strikes were not strikes. There were 1 or 2 pitches that he did ring up guys on. I think Olsen was one of them. And then Olsen was actually the beneficiary of one of them against Nola earlier in the game, I think, as well. But for the most part tonight, high strikes were not strikes. Low balls below the zone, those were strikes more consistently than high. So if I had to determine what Blazer's strike zone was, he favored the low pitch and calling that a strike rather than the high pitch. And there was one particular instance where that came back to bite Aaron Nola. It was that at bat against Whit Merrifield, where he had that knuckle curve come back, but just not enough by home plate umpire Blazer's call. So as the game went on, that started to be a little bit more of a problem for Aaron Nola as he continued to lose his arm slot. As I mentioned, that 18-pitch 4th inning, settled in the 5th, got things going again for himself. That was another inconsistent call. That one was to Olsen. That was a sinker up in the zone, and he ended up bringing up Olsen on that one. And then in the bottom of the 6th inning, Nola started the bottom of the 6th inning at 90 pitches, then gave up the leadoff hit, and then got Arcia to ground into the 5-4 fielder's choice. Almost was a double play if it wasn't for Edmundo Sosa's bad throw. So maybe Nola's able to get out of it with that quality start. Just wasn't meant to be. Next batter after that was Laureano, who went up there, and got the single to right field. That's when Nola came out. Hoffman came in and started the trend of the Phillies bullpen handling their business. Let's see what you guys have to say about this Phillies victory tonight, as the Phillies did beat the Braves 3-2. Let's start it off. Who do we got? Morgan, what's going on? It's awesome when your offense can't do. Okay, thank you. I like when you guys are in the comments before the game's over, and then it's like, oh, one of that bad. Okay. John, what's up? That's right. You went to the game. Never regret to go to a game, but this kind of sucking through 4.5 innings. Excuse me, John. It ended well. Hopefully, you stayed. IBH, what's going on? 1 in a row. Hallelujah. That means they win tomorrow. That means it's time for some Lou Brown references. What does Charlie Sheen have to do with Wild Thing from Major League? I don't think I would be able to sleep tonight if Whit Merrifield walked off against us. Yeah, Morgan, that was without question in all of us, every one of us. That was on our mind. So you're going through it in the bottom of that 9th inning, there. Arcia led off with the walk on 6 pitches against Carlos Estevez. Soler pops out to short. So like, okay, all right, you got the out. All right, that's good. You got 1 man on and 1 out. Okay, fine. Urshela goes up there and he hits the single on 1 pitch. His first pitch single to left field. All right, so 1 pitch, boom. Now you got 2 runners on with 1 out. Harris grounds out to third. You got runners. The runners advance, and they got second and third with 2 outs. And I'm like, going to the line. I'm like, wait, who's up next? Oh, of course it's Whit Merrifield. Great. Wonderful. And somehow, second pitch of that at bat, he hits down the first baseline, and Bryce Harper smothers it, stops it, keeps it in front of him, and he's able to, oh boy, like a kid who spilled his Halloween candy, scurries it together real quick, and then gets to first base to get Whit Merrifield out. End of game, end of threat, end of game, Phillies win. It was a little tense. Say this, gave up a hit and a walk, and somehow, magically, managed to notch his 22nd save in the season. Top 6 hitters 1 through 20, but the bottom of the order saved the day. Damn right, MP. Henry Wendell. RC's a clown. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Arcia. I was really hoping Harper, like, that was going to put the quarter in the machine for Harper. It did not. Just so you know, it didn't. 0 for 8. Spurgeon King, so glad we traded away Dominguez for Hayes and ignored Weston Wilson. Not. Spurgeon King, the red carpet is rolled out for not jokes. I can never get enough not jokes. And no, I'm not about to say not after that. Not going to lie, I didn't like Marsh pitch hitting for Rojas, but it worked out. Rob's on a roll. Yeah, right. I had the same thought. I'm like, hold the phone. Johan Rojas, one of those other people I want to make sure that I highlight, because in the 6th inning, Sosa got the single to lead things off. Rojas shows bunt on Max Fried, okay? Shows bunt. Bunts it down the first baseline. Foul. It went foul. Rather quickly, it went foul. There's no suspense. Then the very next pitch, belts a fastball off the left field wall for a double. You got second and third, no outs. Kyle Schwarber steps up there, gets the RBI ground out to short, up the middle, makes it a 2-1 ball game, and then Trey Turner gets a sac fly RBI to left field. Rojas scored on that one to make it a 2-2 game. And then later, Marsh got the go-ahead RBI. Yeah, I'll take that. And I'll take absolutely Johan Rojas making things happen for this Phillies offense. Michael Evans Wilson is hot right now. Ride it. Hells yeah. Nate, what's going on? We need to shake up the order again. Rangers coming back soon, and we want to welcome him back with a win, not a no decision or a loss. Yeah, whatever gets the dub. Crazy. It's never easy. I concur. Adam, what's going on? At least the Phillies find a way to win. Another dogfight against the pesky Braves. Yeah, the Braves, the Braves are scarier to me now than they are with all the guys that they've had hurt. Like, it's just like, because there's no way the Braves should even be in these games. I mean, Max Fried's pitched well as of late. Hasn't pitched great against the Phillies this year, but pitched well as of late. You get an opportunity to face him tonight. You don't do great against him. You got to squeak out a couple of runs. All in all, Fried came out of this game with, what did he end up with his line? 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 91 pitches through 7 innings. Pretty damn good. But yeah, I never felt like the Phillies were in control, unfortunately. Wes Wilson play every day. Yeah, make a play every day. Need a comfortable win. Like to see it. KGB officer, not going to lie, fully healthy Braves next year terrify me. I'll wait for that for next year. Ari, what's going on? Congrats on the win. Just checking in from Dodger Stadium, watching former Cardinals make us feel sorry for trading them. Wah, wah. What is that looking like right now? Where are we at there? Brewers up on the Cardinals 6-4 in the top of the 8th inning. Mariners are up 1-0 on the Dodgers. Mets beat the Orioles 4-3. That's where we're at right now, folks. That's where we are. That's our station in life. Come on, Mariners. Pour it on the Dodgers. Christopher, what's popping? Thank you. Johnson, well, I've seen enough. I'm getting Weston Wilson's face tattooed. Where is the question? Zombie Rob? Seriously, Larry? What's going on? Zombie Rob briefly roused from his slumber? Rose from his slumber? Don't get used to it. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Anybody else? Oh, there you go. Finally solved that pesky left on base problem with double plays. Yeah, that was a pain in the old buttocks tonight. Weston Wilson led it off in the 3rd inning with a single. Then he got the double play. Schwarber led off the 4th inning with a single. Then Turner grounded into the fielder's choice. No, I'm sorry. Grounded into a double play because it was later challenged and Turner was ruled out at first. That was interesting. That's worth talking about. In the fourth inning, when Schwarber led off with a single and Trey Turner grounded in a 5-4-3 double play, anytime I see Trey Turner with a runner on first ground to third, I assume Trey Turner is going to be safe at first because he's fast. He's very fast. So I was shocked that the play was that close at first. Okay, number one. Number two, Ruben Amaro Jr. during the broadcast was saying how Turner didn't make it out of the box quickly. Now, he didn't say that he lollygagged it. He said because the pitch was inside and he pulled it down the line, he was a little off balance and didn't get out of the box well. But like the way he was saying it was kind of vague. Like I couldn't tell if he really wanted to rip Trey Turner in that instance and say, bust it out of the box, son. And then later in the game, when Trey Turner had the drop third strike in the top of the ninth inning, where was another instance that the Phillies had a leadoff runner on base and then couldn't do anything with it. Ruben Amaro said, well, that time he busted out of the box. I'm like, well, hold on. You didn't say he didn't bust out of the box. You said he got like tripped up. And then this time, now you're saying you're using this as an example in the ninth inning of him busting out of the box to rip whatever he did earlier in the ballgame. I'm like, well, hold on. What was it? What did he do? Pretty ridiculous, if you ask me. Daz, what's up, Daz? How you doing? Hard to dominate Max Fried is a damn good pitcher. Phillies have had some good luck with him this year. Not tonight, unfortunately. Kevin, what's going on? Harper just missed that last pitch he hit for an out. Did the same thing last night. Look, no one's rooting harder for him than I am, but got to acknowledge the struggles, obviously. MPT, Sir Anthony looks good. Not. Ruben, they could never make me like you. Thanks, Jay. Appreciate everybody here. Anybody else? Swinging, what's going on? Orlando Arcia is a clown. Love it. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful, as per usual. When we come back, tough matchup for the Phils tomorrow night, especially when it comes to a one Christopher Sanchez. We'll cover it all when we come back. Locked On Sports Philadelphia and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. And those watching that are a part of Locked On MLB, thank you. Locked On MLB today, thank you very much. Locked On Sports today, thank you. Back in a few. Oh, now it's time to talk about one of my absolutely favorite apps that we get to talk about here on Locked On Sports Philadelphia, and that is none other than PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. PrizePicks is the easiest, most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike other apps on PrizePicks, it's just you against the numbers. And on PrizePicks, all you got to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the daily action with your friends and become part of PrizePicks community today. You could turn and win 100 times your money on PrizePicks with just as little as 4 correct picks. You could turn $10 into $1,000. And if you're looking for promotions, PrizePicks has you covered every week, from lowering select player stat projections on Tuesdays to help your lineup hit, or getting your entry fees back if you have a losing lineup on Fridays. Download the PrizePicks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB on PrizePicks for a first deposit match up to $100. PrizePicks, pick more, pick less. It's just that easy with PrizePicks. So Christopher Sanchez, as you know, as you've heard, is coming off a complete game. That's what Christopher Sanchez is doing. Christopher Sanchez has come off a complete game before. That last one was the most recent one, was a complete game where he was charged for just 1 run. However, his previous complete game was a complete game shutout, and that was a lot of fun. That was a complete game shutout against the Miami Marlins, and it was a game that the Phillies needed a pitcher to have a shutout because they only scored 2 runs against the Marlins. So he went out there and used 101 pitches, to get by the Marlins in that 9-inning, 3-hit affair that the Phillies won 2-0. Then he faced another god-awful team in the Washington Nationals, and that's what he did in his last start back on the 17th of August. In that start, he went 9 innings, allowed 2 hits, and gave up just 1 run. It was on a home run, and he used not 101 pitches, but 99 pitches to get through that. Okay. Now, would love to see him do that again. However, after his last complete game, he went into Chicago at Wrigley, and he lasted just 4 innings, allowing 7 runs on 7 hits, including a long ball, and he also walked 3, using 79 pitches to get through 4 innings of work. Whatever happened last time, Christopher Sanchez, let's learn from it. Let's use it as a teaching moment. And let's get better at throwing baseballs after we're awesome at throwing baseballs for 9 innings. Let's carry that somehow magically into the next start you make, where maybe you go 6 or 7 innings and you're still pretty dominant and not hit a wall. Let's go with that. Please, Christopher Sanchez? I would really love to see that, Christopher Sanchez, because, who the Phillies got up tomorrow night? A guy that, for the most part, put him over his knee the last time the Phillies and the Braves faced each other. Here's what you got coming up for tomorrow night's game. Spencer Schwellenbach. The rookie 24-year-old right-handed pitcher last faced the Phillies in that series where you saw Michael Mercado pitch and the debut of Tyler Phillips. So that's how far we're going back here, okay? In that start, the Phillies lost 5-1. It was not great. Only allowed 1 run on 7 hits, needing 81 pitches to get through 6 innings of work. That's a pretty good start. And in that start, he fanned 6. Phillies did not look too hot in that game, unfortunately. Only mustering 1 RBI, and that was courtesy of Trey Turner. But yeah, the Phillies struggled the last time they faced the 24-year-old righty. And hopefully they learn from that. They use it as a teaching moment, and they get back after him. As for Schwellenbach, what he's done since he faced the Phillies back in that start, he's coming off a start against against the LA Angels, where he went out there allowing 3 runs on 4 hits in 5 innings of work, did give up a home run, walked 2, struck out 8. Previous to that, against the Colorado Rockies, both road starts, by the way. The Braves lost that game 9-8. He was only charged for 2 runs in 6 innings of work and did give up 6 hits in the process. And previous to that, back-to-back 7-inning affairs. One was against the Mets, 7 scoreless, and one was against the Marlins, 7 innings, 3 runs. So the Phillies will have their work cut out for them against Spencer Schwellenbach. Good times. Phillies also tonight with the victory, by the way. They improved their standings just a little bit over the Braves. They get back to 7 games over the Braves. As of right now, they're 8.5 games over the New York Metropolitans. Keep on keeping on, Philadelphia Phillies. Tomorrow night, start time, by the way, little earlier. Not that weird classic Atlanta Braves weird start time of 7:20. But tomorrow night's game will be a 7:08 start time in Atlanta as they wrap up this 3-game series. That game will be on Fox television, so you can watch it on there. Phillies and Braves get underway at 7:08 tomorrow. Christopher Sanchez, the lefty versus the righty, Spencer Schwellenbach. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, that is. My name is Mark Farzetta. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow night. Thanks a lot. See you then. Bye.